What the hell's going on, everybody? It's a beautiful Monday drive home. Hope you all had a nice weekend. I enjoyed mine, just kick back. That's what I do every weekend, just chill. But today I was thinking, talk a little bit about the housing situation, and I'm getting a little excited. I'm starting to get a little excited. Like I've said a couple times in previous videos, me and my wife are looking to buy a house here in a little while, but everything's been so expensive that it's kind of just been like, yeah, it'd be nice to buy a house, just can't afford it though, so it is what it is. But like I said, I'm starting to get excited because around, at least where I'm at, it seems like the housing prices are getting a little more bearable. They're still insane. There's still a lot of it that's just crazy, but we're heading in the right direction. It's like inflation. We're heading in the right direction, but it's slow progress. We might get there when we get there. But why I'm getting excited is the general trend is starting to head the right way, I think. And I know you've probably seen a lot of stuff, a lot of talking, a lot of headlines, a lot of news about recession. When's it coming? Oh, there's going to be a recession, this or that. And I've talked about it in previous videos. It's coming. It's definitely coming. It always comes. Pause. We just don't know when it's coming. Sometime there will be a recession. If anybody tells you they know when the recession's coming and they're not Michael Burry or whoever predicted the 2008 housing crash, I wouldn't listen to what they had to say, because nobody can really tell when it's going to happen, what's going to really cause it necessarily. You can just guess. But the way the economy of the United States works is we basically run these cycles. There is no constant up. It might seem like a constant up right until there is the recession, and then it resets the cycle. So it will happen. When it will happen, I don't know. But I wanted to kind of give my rough outline of what would be, one, I think, ideal for people my age, basically myself and people my age, and what I think is likely going to happen. I watch my one boy on YouTube, Clear Value Tax. I don't know if you've ever heard of him by chance. If you haven't, go check his YouTube channel. That's pretty sweet. He's a tax guy that does finance content basically as well. But his video today was about housing as well, and all his was about those that we just hit a new record high in housing prices, which, like I said, around me, I think it's headed the right direction, but overall the trend is still going the wrong direction. That means all-time high, all-time unaffordable houses, all-time inflation. Basically, we're at the highest prices of everything. But like I said, I'm still looking optimistic. I'm getting a little excited about it because the worse, in a weird way, my thought process is this: in a weird way, the worse it gets, the more excited I get, because the faster it has to come back down. And in a lot of ways, it has to crumble in some way, because I don't know, people make the argument that it can go up forever. In theory, it can, but in reality, it never does. Like I said, it's cyclical. It will come back down. When? I don't know. But the key is you just be ready for it to come back down. And like I said, my thought process is the worse it gets, the easier it is for me to get ready for it to come back down. And I know that doesn't make sense, because it's intuitively that doesn't really make sense. How can prices go up but it'd be easier to save more money would be the basic thing, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about psychologically. The more expensive something is relative to what is normal in my brain, or I would hope most people think this way. When you see something that costs 2-3 times as much as it did previously, that you remember in recent memory, doesn't that kill all your incentive to buy it? Because that's how I think about it. If I see something that I'm like, oh, that would be nice, and maybe I've been looking at something similar, like new car or whatever, something like that, and I just see the price going up and up and up, and the value of it staying the same, but the prices just blow up. It's the same, roughly the same car, it's roughly the same house. It makes it easier and easier for me to be like, fuck it, I ain't even gonna mess with it then. If it's that expensive, I don't even care. I mean, that goes all the way down to like eating out, fast food, or going to restaurants or something like that. It's like, dude, it's not even worth it. I'll just cook at home. I'll just do this or that. I'll find an alternative, a cheaper alternative, because why the fuck am I paying you so much money for nothing? You haven't given me it. You haven't provided more value, yet your price went up on everything. So in my mind, that makes it easier to just be like, well, forget it then. I'll just keep saving my money. So that's what I mean by as things get worse, in my own mind, it's getting easier and easier to just save as much money as I can, because I'm just like, I'd rather save it than just spend it on shit that's not worth what they're trying to charge. So I don't know. I'd like to know, do you guys think that way? I hope you do. I think that's a nice little, it's like your brain basically hacking itself to be like, don't spend that money. It's not worth it. Because the amount of money you're making isn't going up as fast as the prices are going up, so you just lose. I judge a lot of the stuff I buy in, if it's a couple $100 or under, that's all like, how many hours did I have to work for that to be able to buy that thing? So when the hours get too high, is it worth a week of my time, 2 weeks of my time, 3 months of my time? So it's very easy for me to like correlate those two things and be like, nah, it's not worth it anymore, so I'll just wait. And like I said, if you wait long enough, the recession will come. I don't know when. They don't know when. Nobody knows when. But it will show up. It seems like roughly every 10 or 15 years we at least have something that drives at least stock market, house prices, all these major things down a little bit. We're about due for one. COVID technically was our recession. But like I said, when I've talked about this previously, that was an anomaly, I think. And these things can't be predicted to that kind of accuracy, but I don't think that was it, in my personal opinion. And my guess for where things are going to go is / ideal scenario for me would be nice if it worked out this way. Housing crash isn't going to happen this year. I don't think so. They're not going to cut rates this year either, I don't think. They're not improving inflation fast enough, so they're not going to cut the rates this year either. I think what they're going to do is just hold out, and people are going to start losing their jobs little by little. More and more people are going to lose their jobs this year, going into winter time, Christmas time. Right now, like I said in his video, he mentioned the housing prices are all-time highs. I mean, it's kind of to be expected. Springtime, early summer is like peak house buying season. Everybody wants to buy the house in spring so they can move in when the weather's nice, it's new, it's fresh. People think like that must be a psychological thing as well, like it's springtime, new beginnings or some shit. I don't know what people are thinking. Similar, like, you want to buy a motorcycle, you want to buy a boat, buy it in winter when nobody's using it. The price fluctuates, it goes down overall. On average, the prices are cheaper. You want to sell a boat, you want to sell a motorcycle, sell it right when people can actually use it. Early spring, or spring, early summer, and get your most value. So I think it's a similar kind of thing with houses as well. I don't know how that one quite works, but it's a similar way. Sales are lower in the winter. People don't want to move, especially where I live. I don't know if you live in a southern state somewhere. You live not in Ohio. Nobody wants to move in the winter here in Ohio, so everybody wants to move in the spring. And the market is still insane. The demand is falling. People aren't buying houses because they can't afford it. A lot of people can't afford regular their food and shit, let alone buying a new house. So food and bills is good enough, let alone a new mortgage on 7 or 8% loan on your house. But the supply just isn't there either, because nobody wants to sell their house. Why would they? I mean, if you have a good deal on your house right now, you got a 3% interest rate on your house, why in the world would you sell it? Unless it's your second house or something like that, there's no reason to do that. You're just throwing money out the window, basically, and screwing yourself. You're just going to trade your terms for worse terms. So I think this year we're not going to see really any change. Slow decrease in house prices maybe, and people are going to start losing their jobs slowly until winter time hits. The thing you're going to be able to know is when it's happening is basically when you start seeing layoffs, and people losing their jobs. We're already seeing it a little bit with like tech, but tech is weird. They'll fucking fire anybody. They don't give a shit. They'll just cut 10,000 jobs, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But when you start seeing these big companies in the United States start laying off good chunks of their workforce, you know it's coming. That's when the housing prices will follow. These things are all long timelines. It's not like that. The housing prices fall in 3 months, 6 months. It's gonna take multiple years. Even in 2008, that was like the worst we've ever seen, and that was, I think, a 3-year period basically from when we went peak house price to bottom, when we hit the bottom of the housing market. So that means even if at the end of this year we hit the peak, or in the middle of this year we hit peak, we might not see the bottom for another 2-3 years easily. But I got plenty of time. I'll wait them out, and I hope you're in a situation similar, that where you can just save your money and wait these people out, because otherwise you just basically get screwed. There is no winning right now with this housing market, it seems like, and I think it's time to be just stacking up cash and basically preparing, because that's why I said I'm excited. I'm prepping right now, and I'll keep prepping until it happens. When it happens, nobody knows, but I'll be ready hopefully when it does happen. And I hope for some reason, if you're watching this video, you're either on that path or you can get on that path, because that's the way to go. I think there's opportunity coming around the corner, and all you got to do is be prepared. And I think I'll talk about that in some other videos of, I think, easy. It's not that hard. It's pretty simple. You just gotta make these choices and get ready. So I'm gonna make some videos about that later on, of some basic ways that I'm doing it, and how other people handle it and get ready. But our generation, younger people, I think it's tough out there right now, but our time's coming, I think. So I'm gonna just bide my time and save up as much money as I can. And I think we're moving into week 3 of videos, so it's just another one. Like I said, it's a nice Monday here. I'm almost home. And I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. Peace.